Have you ever held a glass of water and felt nothing? No curiosity, no wonder, just a habit. But what if that same water was silently observing you? What if it could absorb your thoughts, your emotions, even influence what comes next in your life? This is not just a story. This is a journey where science and spirituality begin to blur. There was once a seeker named Aarav. Since childhood, he noticed something strange. Whenever elders gave blessings, they held water in their hands. When they spoke harsh words, they did the same. In temples, a few drops of sacred water, Charnamrit, were treated like divine nectar. And at the final moment of life, water was gently placed into the mouth of the dying. Aarav couldn't ignore it anymore. Why water? He wondered. Is it really just water, or something far beyond human understanding? His search led him to a silent riverbank, where an ancient sage lived. Before answering, the sage spoke calmly. What you are about to hear comes from ancient knowledge, the Vedas, and principles that even modern science is only beginning to understand. Take it not as blind belief, but as awareness. Aarav nodded. The sage pointed toward the endless flow of the river. Before creation, he said, there was no sky, no earth, no life. Only a deep, unfathomable existence, like infinite water. He paused. In ancient hymns, it is described as apraketam salilam, a boundless ocean of existence, as mentioned in the Rigveda. Aarav listened, captivated. And today, the sage continued, modern science agrees. Life on earth began in water. Then he looked at Aarav. And your body, just like this planet, is nearly 70% water. That is no coincidence. It is proof you are part of that same infinite consciousness. And in the Vedic understanding, water is not just a substance, it is a living force, a divine presence, almost like a deity that sustains and witnesses life. Days passed. One afternoon, Aarav asked, Master, should we drink hot water or cold water? People say different things. The sage smiled. Both are right, and both are wrong, without understanding. Inside you burns Jataragni, your digestive fire. When you eat, this fire becomes active. If you pour very cold water over it, you weaken it. That is why drinking water immediately after meals can harm digestion. But, he added, when there is burning in the stomach, excess heat, acidity, cold or room temperature water becomes like nectar. It cools, balances, restores. And in ancient understanding, this cooling essence is linked to Somras, the calming, lunar energy connected with water. Somras is a sacred ritual drink. Aarav realized truth was not in extremes, but in timing. The next morning before sunrise, the sage handed him warm water. Drink this. Why? Aarav asked. Because while you sleep, the sage explained, your body repairs itself. Toxins, known as ama, accumulate. Ama refers to toxic undigested food waste that builds up in the body and causes disease. Warm water dissolves and flushes them out, just like hot water cleans grease. Aarav followed the practice. Within days, He felt lighter, clearer. For the rest of the day, the sage said, drink normal or naturally cool water, especially from earthen pots. Water stored in earthen pots carries a natural cooling balance that the body easily accepts, like a coolant in an engine. But then came the mystery that changed everything. Water has memory. Aarav froze. Memory? He whispered. Yes, the sage said. Water is not just a substance. It is a witness. When it travels from clouds, through rivers, touching Himalayan rocks, flowing across centuries, it gathers information, memories accumulated over millions of years. And when you hold it in your hands, it absorbs you. Aarav felt a chill. Your thoughts, your anger, your love, your fear. Everything leaves an imprint. When people take vows with water, it records intention. When blessings or curses are given, it carries that vibration. It is like a hidden recorder, silently capturing everything. Then what happens? Aarav asked slowly. When we drink water in anger or sadness? The sage replied, you send that same energy into every cell of your body. This is not superstition. It is energy. Your body runs on sensitive energy system. Negative imprints in water disturb it, leading to fatigue, heaviness, even depression. Aarav remembered countless careless moments. Moments that now felt different. Have you ever wondered, the sage asked, why Charnamrit in temples is so powerful? It is not the chemical composition, he explained. Ordinary water and sacred water may be chemically similar, but their molecular structure, their energy, is vastly different. Because water records vibrations of chants, places, intentions. This is why in Indian households, people were always mindful while drinking water from someone else's home. Water carries the subtle energy of the place, the people, and their intentions. When you drink it, you also receive a part of that unseen influence. Aarav began observing people. He noticed how often water was consumed mindlessly while watching violence, arguing, gossiping. The sage warned, you are not just drinking water in those moments. You are drinking the energy around you. One day Aarav asked, how much water should we drink? People say 3 to 4 liters daily. The sage smiled. Nature has already given you a signal. Thirst. No animal measures water. It drinks when needed. Drinking excessively without thirst burdens your kidneys, dilutes your electrolytes, causes weakness. Listen to your body, not trends. Then came another revelation. The moon controls water, the sage said. Just as tides rise and fall in the ocean, your body's water responds too. On days like full moon and no moon, your mental and physical states can subtly shift. So water intake should follow awareness, not rigid rules. The sage then picked up a copper vessel. Our ancestors stored water in copper. Why copper? Aarav asked. Because of the self-sanitizing properties of copper, as now confirmed by science too, the sage said. It kills harmful bacteria. Spiritually, copper represents the sun, water represents the moon. When they come together, water becomes energized, alive. Then came a truth Aarav did not expect. Water is connected to your fortune. Aarav looked confused. The sage explained, water and wealth share the same nature. They must flow. When you waste water, leave it unfinished, or disrespect it, you program your mind with scarcity, and nature responds accordingly. Respect water, and you align with abundance. Take only what you need, he said. Wasting water is like puncturing your own fortune. Then the sage revealed a powerful secret. In Brahm Muhurt, before sunrise, your mind is in an alpha state. Brahm Muhurt is the peaceful period about 1.5 hours before sunrise. It is most receptive. Hold water in both hands. Think clearly about your goal. Water absorbs that intention. When you drink it, that resolve spreads through every cell of your body. This is not magic. It is self-programming, with water as the medium. Years passed. Aarav transformed, not through miracles, but awareness. Then, one day, the sage lay on his final bed. As his breath slowed, someone gently placed a few drops of water, Ganga river water, sometimes infused with tulsi, into his mouth. Aarav, now wiser, asked softly, "Why is this done?" The sage whispered, "At the moment of death, the body generates intense heat. The throat dries. The life force gathers here, and according to ancient knowledge, the soul prepares to leave through one of the 9 gateways of the body. This water cools, soothes, and helps the soul leave peacefully, a concept also described in texts like the Garuda Purana. It is the final nourishment, the last connection to the physical world. And that final drop is not just water. It is the last bridge between life and what lies beyond. After the sage left his body, Aarav returned to the river. Watching the water flow, a realization struck him. The water he was seeing today may have existed in the time of ancient civilizations. Even before, it may have flowed through the valleys, through mountains, clouds, oceans. Since ancient times, the total water on earth never changes. It only transforms. Which means, when you drink water, you are drinking history. You are bringing time itself into your body. You are connected to the past and the future through every sip. In that moment, Aarav understood. Water is not just life. It is memory. It is energy. It is consciousness. It is connection. From that day forward, he changed one simple thing. Awareness. He drank water with respect, with stillness, with intention. Because water teaches the greatest lesson. If heated, rise as steam. If cooled, become still like ice. If balanced, flow, and create your own path. So the next time you lift a glass of water, pause. Because you are not just drinking water. You are drinking energy. You are drinking history. You are shaping your inner world. And perhaps your destiny. If this story made you see water differently, don't forget to subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And comment, "Water has memory," below.